Hello children, hope you all are fine and sincerely completing your work. Today we are going to read a poem, The Secret of the Machines. This is written by Rudyard Kipling. He was a famous British author born in Mumbai. His best known works are The Jungle Book and Kim. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1907. And today we are going to read his poem The Secret of the Machine, which was published in 1911 in A School History of England, authored by C.R.L. Fletcher and Kipling. So children, every person has his own way of looking towards the world, and technology has made our life very easy. Technology has given us so many things, with the help of which we can do our things in much easier way. But it also has some limitations, and day by day we are becoming dependent on them. They are not better than us. In this poem, the poet has tried to express the feelings of the machine. The lines in this poem are the voice of machines. They want to tell us, means human beings, their feelings. So let us start reading the poem. We were taken from the ore bed and the mine. We were melted in the furnace and the pit. We were cast and brought and hammered to design. We were cut and filed and tooled and gauze to fit. So here the machine is telling that they have been first extracted from the ore bed, then they have been melted in the furnace, then they were cast. Cast means they have been hardened and shaped by being poured into a hollow container. These containers are called molds. And then they have been wrought, means hammered into shape and to design. Then they were cut and made smooth with a file and decorated with tools. And at last they are measured accurately so that they can fit into their machines. So let us read the next line. Some water, coal and oil is all we ask, and a thousandth of an inch to give us play. And now, if you will set us to our task, we shall serve you 24 hours a day. So here they are saying that they don't ask for anything but some water, coal and oil which is needed to run. Then a thousandth of an inch, which means it is a fine measurement used in engineering. Okay, so only these things they need to run, and if we set them to their task, they are saying that they are ready to serve us for 24 hours a day without getting tired. See the next line. We can pull and howl and push and lift and drive. We can print and plow and weave and heat and light. We can run and race and swim and fly and dive. We can see and hear and count and read and write. So this stanza focuses on the various functions performed by the various machines. And here you can find so many and. Okay, this and is basically used for highlighting the various functions performed by the machine. So in the first line you can see that they are telling that they can help us to pull, then howl. Howl means what? Something we drag with the effort. Okay, then push, they have the ability to lift and drive. Next, they can print, plow, weave, they can provide us heat and they can provide us light. And next in the line, see, they can run, race, swim, fly and dive. So in this line, they have highlighted about all the machines, means all the vehicles we use for our transportation. Okay. Next, they can see, hear, count, read and write. So here in this stanza, we get to know that all the functions provided by the machine which help us to lead in this life in much easier way. Let us read the next stanza. Would you call a friend from half across the world? If you will let us have his name and town and state, we shall see and hear your crackling question hurled across the arch of heaven while you wait. Has he answered? Does he need you at his side? You can start this very evening if you choose, and take the Western Ocean in the stride of 70,000 horses and some screws. So here the machine is asking us the question that do you want to talk with a friend who is living far away from you? Then just give us his name and the address, and you will see that this crackling question has been answered. Then you will wait that he has answered or not, or does he need your help. Then you can just start all these things the very moment you choose. All these things can be possible with the help of the machines, and we can go anywhere we want. Here it is mentioned Western Ocean, means Atlantic Ocean. It is just mentioned to show us that the vast distance we can cross and meet our friends and relatives just because of the help of machine. Let us read the next stanza. The boat express is waiting your command. You will find the Mauretania at the quay, till her captain turns the lever 'neath his hand, and the monstrous 9-decked city goes to sea. See here, they are telling about the boat express. It refers to the special train that used to take passengers who had to travel by sea to the port where they had to get onto their ships. So they are just waiting for your command, and you will find the Mauretania. This was the world's biggest passenger ship at that time in 1906. So here, machine is telling that they are just waiting for your command. When you step on that, the ship waits for the captain's turn to turn the lever under his hand. See the next line, the monstrous 9-decked city. By this phrase, the poet want to highlight the size of the ship, means the huge size of the ship. So here it is said that when captain turns the lever, this huge ship goes to sea. Let us read the next stanza. Do you wish to make the mountains bare their head and lay their new-cut forests at your feet? Do you want to turn a river in its bed or plant a barren wilderness with weed? Shall we pipe aloft and bring you water down from the never-failing cisterns of the snows? To work the mills and tramways in your town and irrigate your orchards as it flows. So here the machines are telling that they are so powerful that they have the ability to cut the big mountains and then cut the forest so that human can make use of it. They can even turn a river in its bed, and they can plant the barren field with the crops such as wheat. And they can help to irrigate our orchards by bringing the water from the cisterns of the snow. Cisterns means tanks for storing water. So in this way, the machine can help the human beings in doing their works. Next it is said, it is easy, give us dynamite and drills. Watch the iron-shouldered rocks lie down and quack, as the thirsty desert level floods and fills, and the valley we have dammed becomes a lake. So machines are telling that it is very easy for them. Just they need dynamite and drills, and they can break the strong rocks, as they have filled the desert with floods and fields, and they have dammed the valley which has become a lake. So till now in this poem we have seen the various functions performed by the machine which help the human being to lead their life in a easier way. Let us read the next stanza. But remember, please, the law by which we live, we are not built to comprehend a lie. We can neither love, nor pity, nor forgive. If you make a slip in handling us, you die. We are greater than the peoples or the kings. Be humble as you crawl beneath our rods. Our touch can alter all created things. We are everything on earth except the gods. So here, the machines are warning us, human beings, that by the law which they have been made, they are not built to tell us any lie. Neither they love, nor pity, or nor forgive. And if we make any mistake in handling these machines, they can take our life, because they are neither created to love, nor pity, nor forgive. The machines are telling that they are greater than us or the kings. So they are warning us to be humble when we use such machines, because with their one touch they can change all the created things. They are saying that they are everything on earth except the gods. Let us read the last stanza. Though our smoke may hide the heavens from your eyes, it will vanish and the stars will shine again. Because for all our power and weight and size, we are nothing more than children of your brain. So in the last stanza, it is said that with their smoke, they may hide the heavens, means the realities, from our eyes. But this smoke will vanish soon and the stars will shine again. Means we will be able to see the reality, because for all our power, weight and size, they are nothing, but they are just the children of your brain. Means these machines are created by us, means human beings only. So through this poem, the poet wants to tell us that machines cannot replace humans. Though they serve humanity, they are powerful and efficient, they lack the feelings like love, pity and forgiveness. If we handle them in careless manner, the result can be fatal. So we must not give machines so big responsibilities and totally rely on them. After all, machines aren't miraculous creation, but nothing more than creation of the human brain. So I hope you have understood this poem properly. Once again, go through the poem. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.